Opposition against Tinubu taking shape. Now to the news info. Borrowing foisted repressive policies, including the rise in the cost of petrol from 97 naira per litre under the PDP to over 1,000 naira today, and subjected Nigerians to misery where millions of families can no longer afford their daily meals and other necessities of life. In fact, it is really, really bad. People can't afford 3 square meals a day again. People can't afford to buy basic things that they used to buy before. They can't buy it any longer. It has gotten really bad. But they dismissed Olodun's statement as the ranting of people who were still embittered by the loss of the 2023 presidential election. The National Publicity Director of the APC, Bala Ibrahim, said, "There is no doubt there is pain in the land, but I think it is easy to also say most of these people who lost election have anger, which is turning into hunger. Something is wrong with you. That is why they are complaining. Even the president has admitted it because of the reforms. However, it is not a pain that is going to last forever. It is the kind of pain you experience when you are undergoing changes. For how long? How long are we going to endure this kind of pain? It is the kind of pain you experience when you are undergoing changes, and at the end of the day, when the light brightes at the end of the tunnel, everyone will be happy. We are not seeing any light. The light, we are not even seeing it. It's all black. It's all black. It's not looking as if things are going to get better anytime soon. President Tinubu has won his first term. If he decides to contest, can you imagine? If he decides to contest for a second term and the party gives him the go-ahead, I can guarantee you that he's going to emerge the winner. I beg you, stop lying. If he decides to go, he wants to go. He wants to go. We know he wants to go, and he's making plans ahead of that already. And we know that if INEC is still there for him, he's going to win. So what are you saying? This is because that will be the time when people will begin to reap. Oh, we should wait for second term before we start reaping the benefit of what he has put in place from his reforms he has started. So we cannot start seeing it now. We have to wait for him to do second term. So if he doesn't do second term, we are not going to see anything. That means his term is wasted. He just came there to do nothing. People don't know what you are saying. A member of the APC, Kasim Afebua, arguing in support of Akume, called on northern politicians not to bother discussing the presidency in 2027, saying the South would have to complete its 8-year tenure before power could go back to the North. Afebua, a former spokesman to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, while speaking on an Arise TV program on Wednesday night, said the North should allow the South to complete its 8 years in power. Afebua blamed the PDP for failing to adhere to its constitutional provision on power rotation, accusing the party of abandoning its principles during the 2023 election by fielding Atiku as its presidential candidate. He said, "For me, I don't think the North should bother to discuss 2027 for power to be ceded to them." Afebua said while responding to a question on clamor by northern politicians for the presidency. If you recall, one of the reasons I canvassed for a southern presidency in 2023 was because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar decided to change the political narrative of the PDP. Article 7 of its own constitution, Section 6, stipulates that there should be a rotation of power. In an effort to railroad the polity into presenting an article, seeing him as someone who can defeat the APC, they decided to package him, and since then the center cannot hold up to now. So when you have that kind of scenario, where a party is not able to follow normative order of its own constitution by virtue of its own provision, then you have this kind of scenario of trying to push the political algorithms. This is somebody that was a spokesperson before. Okay, now. He added, if you recall, one of the reasons I canvassed for a southern presidency in 2023 was because Alhaji Atiku Abubakar decided to change the political narrative of the PDP. Joining the free opposition parties in Nigeria under the aegis of Coalition of United Political Parties expressed concern, saying the country needed more than a coalition between the 2023 presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. The CUPP stated that to defeat the APC, Nigeria must demand credible elections, yes, so very important, and form a coalition of trustworthy leaders to spearhead a rescue movement that serve the nation's collective interest. The CUPP National Secretary Peter Ame acknowledged in an interview that the coalition could aid opposition parties in defeating the APC, noting that the key coalition needed at this time was one focused on ensuring free and fair election. That is also very important. We should be able to make sure that INEC does not get any chance to rig election. If you can have a free and fair election, of course, people will choose the person they want, and you will not be afraid that, oh, they are going to rig it. It's not the person I voted for that will win. But right now, we are not even sure of that. According to him, our country has its way. Atiku is a wonderful leader in Nigeria. That is very important. But the fact is there will be some sentiments that will come into play if you don't put a person from southern Nigeria on the ballot. If you don't do that, the idea that the Northerners have taken over their 8 years will now become part of the discussion across southwestern, southeastern, and south-south Nigeria. So what we should do is believe that at the end of the day, these two leaders and other leaders will find common ground where they will put the interest of Nigeria before their personal interest, allowing us to win this election and determine the future of Nigeria in a way that will benefit all Nigerians. The leader of the PDP, Chief Bode George, who also addressed journalists at his Ikoyi, Lagos on Wednesday, argued that Tinubu had performed so woefully that Nigerians would not re-elect him in 2027. Exactly, except people that are enjoying, that are benefiting from his government. Nobody will vote for this man with all the shege that we are currently seeing. Except for INEC that will help them to rig the election. Nobody will vote for him. He said there is no vacancy in 2027 because people are not happy. These jokers, this APC, a congregation of strange bedfellows, tell me what part of Nigeria are happy now. Tell me the anger and the hunger are almost equal on the street of Nigeria. The elder statesman also knocked the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission for sharing lessons from the Ghana presidential poll. He doesn't even know what he's saying. I am so ashamed of INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. He was good before. Now look at his performance. It's now a bad joke. George declared. I don't think he was even good before. He was just pretending. Because how can they buy you over? With what? How much did they pay you? That you now sold your conscience to the devil. You are not helping them to rig the election. Changing numbers. He's the one that has put us in this problem that we are currently facing in this country. On his part, the national coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Yunus Atanko, has expressed optimism about Peter Obi's potential to become Nigeria's president in 2027. That is, if they allow free and fair election. Tanko, who spoke during a symposium in Onitsha, Anambra State, noted that the Labour Party candidate was denied victory in 2023 due to alleged electoral malpractice, but affirmed that the movement will be better prepared for the next election cycle. They should be prepared though, because if APC enters again in 2024, this one that they are saying, no, we should wait till 2027 before we start seeing the good thing that he is doing. Well, shege na better shege they still dey wait for us. Speaking at the one-day event titled Repositioning the Obedient Movement for Greater Impact, organized by Obedient Movement and Anambra State Support Group, Tanko outlined the movement's unique focus on mobilization, structure, and youth empowerment. He stressed that a new Nigeria is within reach if citizens choose leaders committed to good governance and accountability. We are choosing, but they are not allowing them to enter. We are voting for the right people that we want, but they are rigging election to make sure that it is their own candidate that enter. It is really well. We hope that INEC will do better in 2027. I doubt it, but I really hope that we are ready to make sure that INEC does better in 2027. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.